Hello, everyone.
Uh,
Welcome to our Tukul session tonight. And we are going to be hosted by me, John Ngong, and Ajang. Jang Deng is right here in the group. Hi, Jang. How are you doing?
I am fine, thank you, Ngong. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Exactly. It feels good to be back home. Tukul.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Tukul, man.
Thank you, thank you. It's been a while. Thank God
Yeah,
I'm back.
good.
Home is home.
I've been a lone striker, but now we are back. We can have that attack
Exactly.
there, that dangerous attack.
Yeah, we are not going to lose like money again.
My new people are done.
Everybody's
Okay.
crying, and I'm here at least trying to hold my
Eh,
tears in.
and I'm so happy. I've been wearing my Arsenal badge right now as I talk to you, so it's a good night.
Arsenal is tomorrow.
Yeah, all right. Yes, thank you everyone. Welcome to the Too Cool, and tonight we'll have our session in two kind of semi sessions. One is that we will have a short presentation that is already here on the screen. And after that, we will also have a session where every Tukul member tonight here is going to share. Today, we want to give our voice out in the Tukul. The mic will be open for everyone. That's why we don't even have like a main speaker. We want everybody who is the Tukul to share their part of their stories and also share their. Actually, we want to hear your voice. So if you're in the Tukul tonight, prepare your mic. You're going to be given the chance, and yeah, you will also be our speaker. Yeah. So this is how it's going to be. Our topic tonight.
Exactly.
Our topic tonight is the power of routine in our daily lives. Some super powers, like what we would call a hidden potential, that capability, sometimes within us, but we do not find the time to excavate, uncover them, and actually use them. And we want to do this by having conversations around some of these things. So last week we talked about the power of books in our lives and how we can actually shape and direct our lives to a certain uh, fruitful trajectory. And tonight we are going to talk about again something similar, but we're going to talk about routine in our daily lives. So the power of routine is what we're going to be talking about. We say it's a secret power. So let us explore this secret power right now. What is a routine? Thousand definitions. I try to look at what is a routine in dictionaries and ask people, and I got a lot of definitions. So just I know this is like a word we've learned like way back in our school life, and also when we started to speak English. I don't know when we started, that could be a long time ago, but we just made like a few keywords out of it. So a routine here is just going to be presented as a sequence of actions that we regularly follow, or a kind of fixed program that we follow as a group or as an individual. And it's also a sequence that doesn't vary. If you did it yesterday, you're going to do it today, and you're going to do it also tomorrow. And it goes on for some time without bringing a variation to it. It's the same thing going on consistently. And in that case, we also define it as a repeated human behavior. That's what the culture is actually defined with those words there. So a routine becomes your personal culture. See, it's already beginning to shape your life, because cultures are the invisible forces that direct us as a group. But in this case, your routine becomes that invisible force directing you as an individual. So it's something you do on daily basis without fail. Basically, that's our definition of Tukul. I mean, of routine in the Tukul session that we are holding here. Examples of daily routines that people keep. Some people read on daily basis, and this is not a joke. People read like on daily basis. Other people do physical exercise. Actually, they say when you are an adult here is like 25 years and above, you should have a constant physical exercise. So somebody who is 25, 30 there will need to do certain exercise, like certain level of exercise on daily basis, or maybe workout. Let us say it could be like 6,000 steps if you don't run, or you could be running or playing football, something like that. So that's your daily routine. And now we have applications that track this. Your phone, your hand watch. These are things that tell you, hey, today you did 2,000 steps, and you are below your daily target. So you can sense some sense of a daily routine right there. And other people write or draw, other people do their own stuff. They have passion for different things. Other people meditate. Other people say, I'll be calling my family at this particular time. Yeah, these are the things we do on daily basis. I don't know what what people do also. Yes, the regime, but I believe people have variety of ways. Dion, what do you do as your daily routine?
My daily routine, I do a lot of writing.
Good. Like, so you are in this category.
Exactly, I fit in here.
Okay, that is nice. Yeah, it's good to hear that somebody has a routine that is already given here as an example. As for me,
exactly.
Time to call family. That is mine. Other things, they are not routine.
And that has become part of you, no matter what.
Exactly.
You have that fixed time to call call your family.
And you know the repercussions, right? If I don't call the family, they will say, this guy.
Exactly.
Hey, so I have to call.
So you have to call.
I have to call. I have to call on daily basis.
You have no option. It becomes so tied to you, like you cannot let it go.
Exactly.
It is there. It's constant. You have to keep doing it.
I know at this time I'm going to call family. Well, and I call them.
Exactly.
Exactly. So yeah, so that's my daily routine.
And them on the other side, they will be expecting at this hour.
True.
Angongdit is going to call.
Exactly. And they can be disappointed, by the way, if I don't call them at the time that we usually talk. They'll be like, what happened?
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So
I'll be like, what is keeping him?
That's the thing.
Like it has been what he does. Like so what is happening today?
Yeah. So daily routine right there. And then we just want to dive into this conversation a little deeper. We know of so many great people in our lives. In this country, we have people who have done great things. I would hear from veteran SPLA soldiers who once lived with Dr. Grant. They said every night this guy would find time to read, and he would read for a certain length of time. So at that time, people would begin to leave him alone because they know now he's going to dive into his book, and he's going to either be reading or writing. No, this great man had a routine. And one common observation is that there seems to be a general trend. Most of the people at the top, like people whom we look up to, the superstars that we look up to, the Ronaldos and the Messis and other stars that we look up to, these people have routines, man. They have like constant routine. Somebody once showed me an article where Ronaldo was talking about, like, the secrets behind his greatness. And one of the things is that this guy wakes up at 4 in the morning. You cannot believe, young people, because wakes up at 4 in the morning. Yeah, he runs, and then and he plays football alone. And then his personal coach would later join him, and they will be playing football. Yeah, the coach will put him into an intensive program, like the way the team coach is going to put him under the same. And then this is something he has been doing ever since he realized he needed to be a superstar. And another example I can give is somebody like Kobe Bryant. Kobe was an NBA superstar, known worldwide. He has inspired so many people. Yeah, and Kobe, when he was in high school, would wake up also at 4 in the morning and do 4,000 shots. 4,000 shots every single day. Yeah, you can imagine. You can imagine
4,000 shots. Wow.
4,000 shots. So if he wakes up at 4 in the morning, he will be shooting. But when other people are coming to do the morning practice, like at 7, he would have done 4,000 shots. And when people interrupt him, let us say that time he did not manage to do the 4,000 shots. After the team has finished their practice, he will do the top up. He will remain behind again.
The remaining.
Yeah, he will remain behind and make sure that that day he has finished 4,000 shots. So people don't become great by accident. This is my belief.
Exactly.
They follow a certain routine and they follow it faithfully, and then they become good at it. They like it. Then they begin to do it for fun, and all of a sudden somebody's great. so there are no accidents here. Yeah. We also know of Michael Phelps. This is an Olympian. He has the world record for swimming, the highest number of gold medals, so many in his name. The fastest time of somebody ever swam across in a competition. And this guy has at least 4 hours of sleep plus 2 or 3 hours of a nap during the day.
Wow.
This is something he does every day. Yeah. So when he shows up with some freshness and some level of skills and that expert in him, it is based on a certain daily routine. Yeah, we have also people like Oprah Winfrey. Oprah meditates for 20 minutes each morning. I'm not going to talk about meditation. This is something I really want to perfect. I've done few practices around it, and people who do meditation would end up with great results. But Oprah here is coming to us as an example of somebody who does a daily routine. Yeah, so we can imagine maybe even that greatness of hers can be tied to a daily routine. Who knows? Here is my favorite. Sure. Here is my favorite. Immanuel Kant.
Wow.
Immanuel Kant. Yeah. So this guy, we know he was a philosopher. His philosophy reached way beyond the boundaries he even reached himself as a person. You guys imagine, like this guy was born in. He was a philosopher in let me say 18th century. So that was like 1770 something there. That is when he was a philosopher. Yeah. And he never went 50 kilometers from his hometown until he died.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he never went 50 kilometers beyond. Like if he was born in Juba, the guy grew up in Juba here, became that top philosopher, writer. Yeah, professor, everything, influenced the world from his hometown and never went 50 kilometers. Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy like that. But now, here's the routine part of him. He had a very, very strict daily routine. So this guy would go to a local restaurant. He would wake up like at 4 in the morning, do his writing, prepare for his lectures. He was a professor. That was his full-time job, and a writer at the same time. So we would do all that, and then in the morning he would go for the lectures, and then at 3 he would go to. Would be in the lectures until late. Let's say around 3, he would go to visit his friends, and they would go to a local restaurant there to eat. So they would eat, and when it is 5 sharp, like 5:00, is off.
Yeah.
Whether the conversation with his friend is over or whatever, it was 5:00. Stop. Then he would begin to take a walk, like a daily walk. So when neighbors used to see him walking around in the neighborhood, they would say, "That's 5. It is 5 now that Emmanuel Kant is taking a walk in the neighborhood. This is 5. You wouldn't even adjust your watch. You would adjust your watch to his appearance. You say, Emmanuel is walking, and my watch is saying 4:30, and my watch is wrong. It is 5 now."
Wow.
You can imagine the guy was so disciplined that way. So every day he would walk. He would take his evening walk. 5:00, he starts. Yeah. So people do not become great again by accident. There must be something unique they are doing, and something unique they are not telling us. Yeah. So, or
Exactly.
something we don't know. And by the way, this issue of a unique routine and the benefits that come with it are not tied to Emmanuel Khan or Oprah or Michael Phelps or whoever. Yeah, anybody has the same. Imagine you have the same opportunity to have a daily routine, and maybe it could push you to that level of greatness. Can you imagine? That's why we are saying this is a secret power. So those who have realized it have become powerful, and us who don't want to embrace it are still here. Maybe we'll get there one day. Maybe we'll get there one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it is because we've not made something part of us.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's how routine can really have an impact in people's lives. And they are recorded. They are recorded benefits of practicing or following a strict daily routine. One of them is that this is known to be, it is scientifically attributable to somebody being creative and being productive if you follow daily routine. That's why I gave an example of Ronaldo before. Ronaldo, when he plays football, he can even do things that he never thought he was going to do because he became so good at whatever. You guys can imagine someone like JJ Okocha. He was so good at dribbling to the point that dribbling was Ronaldo, like somebody like Ronaldinho was always looking up to him. Imagine. And then he was so good at dribbling. He could even do a dribble and he cannot repeat. He just did it out of nowhere. If you tell him to repeat, he would say, I can't repeat, but he would do something else, something magical. Because this guy does it on a daily basis for a long time. So he became so good at it. That's the productivity part. And then he became so creative. That's the mastery part. Yeah. So if we keep a daily routine, we are most likely to be that creative, and we are most likely to be that productive in whatever we do. So that's number one there. And then again, we are beings of habits. Human beings thrive on routine and habit. This is scientifically proven. Why? Basically, because routines lead us to that level of like acquiring that prowess, the freedom, and the sense of ownership of what you do, and also of your own life, by the way. If you have a daily routine, you're good. It actually ties to the third point. If you have a daily routine, you don't need to waste that mental energy and say, what am I going to do now? Like, have you ever sat down and be like, what am I going to do this week, or what am I going to do next week, or what am I going to do tonight? You use a lot of mental energy and you say, this is urgent, this is important, or this is boring. You use like 30 minutes to decide what to do. But if you have a daily routine, even your internal biological setup will tell you, hey, it's time for reading. You go read. Like the way I was telling you before. But if it is certain time, I know this is time for calling the family. I don't even struggle. What am I going to do? No, I just pick up the phone, call them. Yeah, it has become my daily routine. Yeah. So routines easily allow us to create or set aside, carve out that time to pursue something. And that actually is generated in your subconscious mind. So that is actually, again, talking about the power of unconscious mind, and how our mind can even begin to tell us, hey, it's this, just because we have trained our mind to say, when it's about this time, this is what is most likely to happen. Yeah. And people who practice daily routine, like we know the Muslim community, they are done. When it is needed, they even that, like let me say, not even 30 minutes, that's too much time. It's 5 minutes. You'll begin to preposition yourself to hear the sound of a gun. If you don't hear, you'll be like, what happened? why is the sound not coming?
Yes.
Exactly, because it has become a daily routine in your subconscious mind. Even people who live in the neighborhood where they have the church, when they ring the bell, it's rung at a certain particular time. So if they don't ring it that day, you know something is not right in the church. What happened? Because your mind is telling you at this time the church bell is supposed to ring. Yeah. So that's the same thing. If you have certain habit, wherever you are at a party, your mind will tell you you're supposed to be reading, even without you realizing it. Yeah. Exactly. And then again, this is like plain tongue now. Routines help us to get where we want to be faster and better. Like the way we were saying before, you don't need to decide on what to do. So you don't waste so much time. You say it's reading time, reading time. You are getting there faster. And then as you do it every day, you are a better reader, you are a better writer, you are a better something that you are doing. Yeah. So you get there faster and better if you make it your daily routine. Now, I know each one of us would have their unique way of approaching this routine thing, but other professionals have just found a way to give us 4 tips that we can use for building your personal brand, your personal routine. Yeah. So I'll share them. They're actually here on the screen that I'm presenting right now. One of them is that you focus on one thing at a time. So if you want to have a daily routine, if it is 8:30 is time for reading. But if you say 8:30 on Tuesday is time for reading, 8:30 on this day is time for something else, then you are confusing the subconscious mind that we were talking about before. So let that 8:30 be something specific that your subconscious mind can be related to. So that is one part. And now other things also we know keep coming up. When you are setting your routine, like right now we could be setting our routine, but then there for doing the Tukul session at this time, but then maybe the government has said we are locking the internet, so we cannot do a Tukul session. Again, we can allow room for some level of flexibility, but flexibility means there was indeed something going on. But if it is not happening, then you can give some room again for flexibility. Other things keep coming up, like if we are doing something like the way we do our Tukul session every Saturday, 8 to 9 p.m., some things come up. Yeah, when we're about to do our third Tukul session, I lost a relative, so we didn't do it. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that we drop it for good. No, the routine remains. We are still doing Tukul 8 to 9 p.m. And then we have something to look forward to. Hey, I become the best reader, I become the best writer, I become the best footballer, I become the best something that I look up to. Yeah, so that part is quite easy. This is the reward part. You don't do, adults don't do something that they will not get the reward, or that they don't see the reward for. You do something because you know we are going to get this. Yeah, actually we are doing this Tukul session right now because we know at the end of it we'll learn something. That's it. It's not a waste of time. Yeah, and then the fact is that we also need to create a schedule. Right now with the use of modern technologies, it has become very, very easy to keep your schedules. Your calendar in the phone can do a very good tracking of the schedules. Like for me before, when it was 7:30, my reminder kicked in. You are going to have a Tukul session at 8. It reminded me 30 minutes before. Yeah. So I have the subconscious mind reminding me. I also have my calendar reminding me. Yeah. So, and then you can even set it in a recurrent way so that you don't even need to set it every single Saturday. You can say 8 to 9, that's Tukul session. Something else, reading time, something like that. So yeah, we can use technology a lot to remind us. And then few thoughts and reflections on technology by other people, other great people, actually, those who used it. They sat down and be like, oh, but what has it been like to have a daily routine? So somebody called Rachel Goldman, this is a PhD. I look up to this person already. Rachel Goldman says that when we do not feel motivated to do things, it's very easy to procrastinate doing them. And they will continue to get pushed for the next day and the next day. But when we have the motivation, we will have to create time for them and put them in our daily routine. Yeah. So that is the reflection there from somebody called Rachel Goldman. And then John Maxwell says, you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. No doubt about this. The secret to your success is found in your daily routine. What? So you can imagine, like, I'm not good at maths now because I don't practice maths on daily basis. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I wish I knew this when I was in high school. Yeah, but this is it. The secret daily routine, you are there. And somebody, W.H. Auden, says routine is an intelligent man's sign of ambition. So people who are intelligent have routines. And how do you know that they are intelligent? The fact that they have routine. Yeah. And if we don't have routines, hey, that's something else. That's another thing I will not mention. Yeah. But then, so it says routines, by definition that we talked about before, do not happen. They don't happen overnight. They take time and practice. What I read somewhere is that for an adult, it takes about 30 days to subconsciously record that routine, for your body to respond to the routine, and even your whole uh, mental structure, mental setup. So if you do something for like 30 days of practicing it consistently, you are good. That routine becomes your habit. Yeah. So that's another thought right there. In the Tukul, whatever we share here is not like Shamarad or whatever we just heard from TikTok or whatever. What we're doing a presentation is based on a research that we have done. So these are the websites you might want to go visit and read. And what we presented actually came from some research that we had to do earlier before we did the presentation. So these are areas you can read about, and it will take you to another website, and you find yourself practicing that culture actually of doing your personal research. That's another routine you need to have. Yep. So right here, we thank you very much for listening and being our wonderful audience in the Tukul session tonight. Thank you very much. Yeah. So
Thank you so much, Mong.
thank you, Tiong, and the team in the Tukul. So I think I will stop sharing now. And tonight I'm lucky that the Young is actually back. I will let Dion take it up and begin to moderate the next session. So Dion, over to you.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for the presentation, Ngong, and
Welcome.
to every other person that is in the Tukul school. I'm so happy to have you guys here. What I'm going to share on the topic of today, the power of routine, is an experience as a person, as a writer, as a poet. So as I was in school, primary school, I wasn't so much used to reading, and though I could pass, yeah, but my mom always wanted to see me read at least.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not reading, at least put a book in front of me and pretend I'm reading.
Yes.
So, and I was this kind of a person that loves music. So I would at least play some songs as I read. So every time I do that, every time in the evening hours when I'm back from school, as I was first in a day school, she after supper, after everything is done, she'd call me, "Hey, Ajang, take at least 10 minutes revising what you studied in class earlier in each subject, 10 minutes in each subject." I was like, all right.
Wow.
So it became every evening she tells me that, and I keep doing it, and I keep doing it. And she realized I could not read without music. So she bought me a flash disk, and a laptop.
Wow.
So yeah. So every time I want to read, I play my music and I read. So that became my culture. It became part of me till today. If I want to read, I play music and read. So it became part of me. And coming to Juba, going to the university and all that, I realized, as a person, there's some moments you need to sit back alone and think through your life. See yourself in the next few hours. What will you do, or what will become of you in the next one year or So so I could light a candle, put it next to me and just sit in the dark, me alone.
Wow.
So that also became part of me, and that prepared my mind. I think it falls under meditation. So I would think and meditate upon my life and every other person that is next to me, and what I want to achieve for the day. So that is how I got myself into the environment of socialization. Like, I would sit back and think. So this became part of me. I would say today, if I go out, I mean tomorrow morning, if I go out, at least I should make one friend, one friend.
Okay.
So yeah, that became part of me too. So every morning I go out, I have to make sure I meet a person, and that person becomes a friend.
Wow.
So that that is how I got myself into the Kalimat. You know Kalimat
Yes.
poetry.
Yes.
Yeah. That is how I got myself there. Then I found out my elder brother General D is also part of Kalimat,
Yes.
and that is how I got introduced into writing. Because I've talked of three things here: reading, meditation, and now I'm coming into writing poetry. So yeah,
Wow.
finding people. I loved people do poetry, presentation, and all that. I became so attached. You know, my first poem that I wrote, I didn't know it was a poem. I thought it was just a prose, like just a random message to my mom. It
We've been
was in
there, man.
2016 when I
We've been there.
yes. So,
Yeah.
yeah, after sitting for my Form 4 certificate, I wrote what I called by then a letter to my mom. I did not know it was a poem. So our landlord is a guy that loved us so much. Like, he was more of our family. So he came and he's a teacher. He came and read. I'd put it into a frame and put it in the living room. So he looked at it, read it, and he saw, wow, this is a nice poem. I was like, what do you mean a poem? I was like, yeah, this is poetry. This is poetry. I was like, okay, I did not know that I could write poetry. So that is how I got to know there is what is called poetry, and because I did not put much interest in literature and everything. Yeah. So
Wow,
coming
that's
to South
awesome.
Sudan, yeah, through making friends and the Kalimat group, I met you guys there. The way you do poetry, the way you perform it, and I desired to make it part of me now. So it became,
Wow.
I mean, every other. It was Friday, right?
Yeah.
Every other Friday, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I could make sure no matter what I'm doing, I have to be there. And I always found myself among the first people to come, because it was a desire in me. It was a burning desire that I wanted to start writing poetry and all that. So through you guys, I learned, and I gave myself a task. Every morning I wake up, I should write something down. It doesn't matter how many lines,
That's what I really wanted to
even if
hear.
it is one
Like,
line.
yeah,
Yeah,
if you do it every
even if it
day
is
and what
one
time of
line.
the day you do it. Yeah.
Yes. So even if it's one line, so I would wake up, think of what to write, and boom, I write it down.
Wow.
Then come back in the evening. I read at least 2 or 3 pages in a book, any book I find. Because General D is a guy that loves books so much. So
Yeah.
I could pick any from his table, and I start reading 3 pages at least,
Wow.
and keep it. So that became part of me. Waking up in the morning, writing at least one poem. If it cannot be a full poem, at least one stanza,
Yeah.
3 lines, 2 lines. So that is how
Thank
I
you.
got
Thank you,
myself.
Dion. Thank you, Dion. That is a very good reflection right there. And yeah, you can actually tell now how far your writing has gone, your poetry has grown. And I think you can pin
Exactly.
it down to the daily habit, the daily routine of waking up in the morning and writing a line or
Exactly.
something down. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Maybe we can open it up to our colleagues in the room here. Earlier we
Exactly.
said, hey guys, we want to hear from you today. What is your routine? Or if you want to react to the presentation we shared earlier, uh, we are going to leave nobody today. Like we won't hear your voice. Maybe we start off with Moses.
Exactly.
Moses, I'm going to throw the light to you. Because I not. Moses,
Yeah.
would you like to tell us what is that particular thing that you have as your habit right now? Hi, Moses, you can unmute and feel free to speak to us. Just tell us one habit, one daily routine that you have right now, and maybe how long you have been having it.
Moses, can you hear us? I
Okay.
think he's battling network
All right. No
issues.
problem. Hey, maybe we'll leave Moses for now. We'll come back to him later, and
Yes.
we go round. Maybe Philip, one routine you're following right now, and maybe your reflection on the presentation we made earlier. Go ahead.
Yes, no.
Thank you, Philip. Go ahead.
Okay. Were you calling me? I thought maybe someone.
It's actually you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, the only Philip we have in the room tonight. Yeah, we're saying if you have an experience with the daily routine you followed before or you're following right now, and maybe if you want to reflect on the presentation that we just made, we are giving you the voice.
Thank you so much. Thank
Yes.
you so much for giving participants a chance to hear their views today.
Mm-hmm.
And not even always only that it was about late sometime, but today at least it's much better. So
Thank you.
whoever you will hear out his view about the routine. To begin with, there are routines which are like compulsory.
Yes.
You mean it is not on your table, it is not on your calendar, but by waking up tomorrow morning or in any time you feel like to do it.
Yes.
One of the examples is like brushing your teeth.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
washing your face.
Yes.
Those are some compulsory routine you mean to do it.
Yes.
And even bathing.
Exactly.
To bed.
Yeah.
You feel like I didn't bathe, so it clicked into your mind, I have to do it.
Exactly.
So those
yes.
However,
Exactly.
there are some who might not feel like to do it, but because of the fact that you put your pressure to yourself. I want to do this. I want to do this. You feel like later on you are used to, and it become a normal life for you to do with.
Yes.
You cannot do without it. I remember two things. One, in the earlier time when I got baptized, that was 1996.
Yes.
We were taught how to keep prayers, morning prayer and evening prayer. So I began doing it. At one time, it was in the evening. I fell asleep before prayers. So because mine is used to this one, it was like a dream.
Okay.
I was in 5 minutes. Then something like a dream came in, a flame of fire. Can you imagine a flame of fire? I was sleeping. A flame of fire came and dropped on my body. Like someone was telling me, please, you didn't pray. Why are you sleeping? I woke up immediately. So I realized that I didn't pray. That's why I had this dream. Reason, it doesn't mean that something might have alerted me, but because I am used to, so I have to make it. Even if I fall asleep by coincidence, something sensitive click on my side that made me alert. Please get up and pray. That was
Wow.
one.
Mm.
When I was in school,
Mm.
I have that idea. Like it is also one of the routine, but sometimes you may find that like what the author put across, those who do the routine may succeed. Are you getting
Yes.
that?
Yes.
But sometimes there are uncertainties. You may realize that those bright boys and girls in the school, you may find that they are notorious in the class. At the end of the day, they are number one, number two, the best. Are you
Yes.
getting? They don't read.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that some certainties you realize that someone is not doing routine. At the end of the day, is the best.
Mm.
So someone does it the way the other colleagues talk about. You are reading at the same time you are playing music. Two things at a go. Are you getting
Yes.
that? When you contradict the other person, you may be concentrated and succeed. But someone is doing two things at a go and he succeeded. Like
Yes.
my brother put up, that is the writer. And he was began and using music. So when I was in school, I feel annoyed when someone is putting music on. I'm also reading. I said, my friend.
Yes.
But again, this man who was playing music at the end of the class is the best. I said, what am I doing to myself? I'm doing my own. This guy is not even doing routine at the end of the day. Is the best of all. So I put myself into that shoes of having, routine.
Okay.
Reading until I'm done with my studies. To be honest, now I have that in mind in the morning.
Yes.
And unless the situation, I mean, like the nature of where we are dictate the answer. I mean, like say the situation where we are in time allowed you to. But I have to make sure that at least one page every morning I have to read it.
Wow.
Are you getting that? So it was not my interest. I was doing for the purpose of passing in school. Maybe I want to do my program to succeed with my program. At the end of the day, I don't want to read. I was even like undermining my age. Why should I bother at this age? Should I put myself become adopted in my life, and I can't do without it. Every morning, I feel like I have to read one page. Even if I don't get my computer with power, I have to log on my book and go to Google. I have to read at least article.
Exactly. By the way, very important point there. Google is ever ready to give us something. Yeah, you don't need to have a book. Yeah, but Google is there. Yeah.
Yes. So I realized that and again I have come to get used into listening over the radio. By then I was listening like local radios in Uganda. That thing came to South Sudan again. Me try. Now I'm the best Mariah radio listener. Although I don't participate. I have to follow up from Monday up to Friday.
Oh,
wow,
Maybe
awesome.
since I don't have any work, that's why I give myself that time. But otherwise, those are the situations I was trying myself in before I was not planned.
Wow, thank you very much, Philip. Really appreciate your sharing your experiences there.
Yes, we have those situations you push yourself to. I mean, you put yourself to at the same time situation someone doesn't want, but still it make it. Yeah. So otherwise, thank you so much. Those are the experience I have, me particular. Thank you.
I like his point of even if I do not use a book, at least I have to use the Google to get my either an article or anything to read from Google.
Yeah,
that is really so good.
Yeah, it inspired me right now. Like I feel that there's always an opportunity to continue with our habits. Like Google actually has information sometimes.
Google helps a lot.
Yeah. That was nice.
And there was another one. He said, some routines we find ourselves in. We do. We find ourselves in. Yeah, we do not think of doing it and then start doing. We find ourselves in no matter what. We find ourselves in there. Yeah. and there are some routines you force yourself just for the sake of something, then it becomes part of you laterwards.
Exactly.
Like the reading he said. Yeah.
Wow, that was a wonderful reflection right there. Maybe we'll keep it going around. Yeah, we really.
Yes, we keep
I'm
it
really
going.
enjoying this. Who's next? Maybe let me see if Deng Paul.
We have
Do
Deng
you
here.
like to share minute, and then we go to Juma. So just in that order.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, hello.
Hi Deng, how are you?
Hello, Deng.
How is everyone in the room?
We are doing well, but your voice is low all of a sudden. What happened?
Okay, the mouthpiece was kind of far from me, so
Oh, okay, correct.
Oh,
okay. I really don't have something much to say.
okay.
I would really like to just dive into the routine that I have.
Good.
Oh.
I only daily two things that I really consider a routine.
Okay.
I go for a morning run, like in the morning around
Okay.
5.
Wow.
Yeah, every morning. That's something that I do every day.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
before I came to Juba, before I came to Juba, I was a footballer. I really liked football much, and I
Okay.
still do. Yeah, but
Awesome.
coming here is sort of coming to Juba is sort of limited me to just going for a morning jog. I live at the foot of Jebel Kunjo, so there are no football grounds around here.
Okay.
I can go to, train. So it has only limited me to running, which I do every morning. It helps me really a lot. It helps me sleep well at night. It just stimulates me to be very good.
Yes, yes.
This is something I must say. The second one that I do is reading. Like I read every day, but it doesn't have a pattern. Like I don't have a pattern for that. Like something that reminds me, hey, I have to do this at this time. I have to do this at this time. It just happens. It just clicks. When I want to do it, I just get my phone because I don't have a physical library. Mine is a digital one.
Yes.
Absolutely. Even easier to carry.
Really kind of phone.
Yes. Most of us have that.
Yeah. So most of the times I just whenever I'm bored, I can even do it in a taxi, wherever I am.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, I really do that. Like right now, I'm reading Stolen Legacy. I think it's something that you would really love to read. It's about lost.
That's the thing from Czech Antioch.
It's from George GM James. It's about Greek.
Yeah.
It's about Greek. It's about Greek philosophy
wow.
and how it was stolen. How it was stolen from Egypt.
Stolen what?
Stolen legacy.
Legacy.
Stolen legacy. Okay. Yeah.
That's crazy thing right there. I came across this book when we were doing African philosophy, and this is one of the reference materials we used to have, like to justify that the philosophy we call Western philosophy actually was stolen from Africa. And Joe James was the wow. I'm happy you're reading. I should find you and take it.
Exactly.
It's a PDF. It's digital. It's something that I can just send it to you anytime.
What's up right there?
Wow.
Man. Yeah.
You should.
Yeah, I will really try that.
Okay.
Another thing that I do every day is I read poetry. Like I'm a big fan of poetry. But then it's not something that I've taken. Like I really want to do it, but I just when I see someone doing it. So every time, every day, I just go to Facebook, search around if anyone has posted something. So a lot, like I don't know, 70% of my friends on Facebook they do poetry. Ajang, I think
Ajang is there. One of them.
Yes, I am here.
Yeah. So every day there's always something for me to read. That's what I do every day. Apart from the materials that I get at school, which is something that I can't really put it as part of my routine because it's there. It's a must for me.
Wow.
So I really consider it a routine.
Oh.
Let me ask you then. Earlier, when we were doing the presentation, we shared that one thing you need to have that goal in mind, like that reward or whatever you want to call it in mind. When you are doing your reading, like though you are reading George James now and the Stolen Legacy right there. Any end in mind, something you want to get out of it?
No, you see, the thought, like the title alone, is really fascinating.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because every reading material that you find on the internet attributes like that. Every philosophy, like the kind of philosophy that you hear about, it's from the West. So and to find something that really questions that is something that piques one's interest. So it's not something to gain from it that made me want to read it, but I think the title and the fact that it could have been stolen from Africa kind of motivated me and made me want to find it out for myself if it's true or if it's not.
That is the end in mind there, man. Like you become your own authority.
That's the goal itself.
That's the goal itself.
Because the title itself, Stolen Legacy, like where else could it have been stolen from? Exactly. And what is that legacy that is stolen?
And who stole it?
So having that,
that's the most important thing.
I've reached this stage. Like there is in the first 10 pages. I don't know. It's indicated that immediately the guy published the book, he was murdered.
Of course.
He just disappeared.
Yeah.
So that really has even intensified. Like it has doubled my interest.
Yeah.
Okay, why did this guy disappear immediately after publishing the book? What really happened to him? So at that moment,
they stole him also, man. They stole the man also, I think.
Yeah, so I had to first stop reading and search on the internet if what really happened, what caused his death, and how it really happened. So I'm in that process of trying to see if it's really legit that he was murdered.
Wow, that is so interesting there, man. Thank you very much. Thank for sharing your experience. I maybe we want to hear from Victor. Victor, if you can unmute and also share your daily routine, and maybe if you want to react to the sharing that has been done by the colleagues here, please go ahead. The mic is yours now.
Hello, no?
Yeah, Victor, go ahead. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We are doing great.
That's amazing. So
give us your.
I'm happy to be here today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Actually, I wasn't have any daily routine except the thing that used to happen naturally to me. Okay. Like waking up in the morning and taking a shower, brushing my teeth, and then I should have to look for the sun to go down again, and then I start. And actually, since I was starting to join this group, and like there are some ideas that you have shared to me the time that we were in the class. You don't know.
Yes.
And it made me to schedule my time for some routines.
Wow.
Like now I have started. I have something like 3 that I have already scheduled on my daily routine. Like in the morning, I just used to get up, and then I should have to look only for 3 pages per day. I'm like, I don't know who was saying it before.
Hey, I was saying that.
Read the books. Yeah.
And Philip also.
So, yeah, that was what you have already told me at that time, and then I just put it down, and then I just pass through it. And when I come back at the evening time, I should have also to look. I should have to read for only like 30 minutes.
Yes.
The same book. So now I have already put it down. So because last time he told me that you cannot be just staying without reading the book, and you want to be one of the
the
scholar writer or poet or what, yeah. So I just came and sit down like I decided to do that timetable, and then also that time I was just I just go for exercise whenever I decided to go, but not daily routine, or I wasn't put a timetable for it. But now, like this 1 month ago, I make sure that every morning on around 5, I should have to be on the street jogging for 1 hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was it was my team, and then I come back. Then I go to church. This thing now I'm used to it every Sunday, and also I have taken some time like on Tuesday and Saturday evening. I should have to go for gym because I want my body to be fit.
Okay.
So
Okay.
these are things that I have already scheduled. And actually today I came to find out that I have just put those things. I thought it was just timetable, and while it became a routine, as you already put it on your watch and the discussion, I was even surprised. So it was really surprised, and I should have to appreciate you people. You are contributing some of the positive ideas to those who are really behind. You see, like for me, I have never visited any one of the country apart from other state within South Sudan. Okay, I start my school in the village, then I moved to Wow to Juba. I live in other part of the state I don't know. You see, and you see, we have a lot of challenges within South Sudan. You know, our education is not that well.
Yeah.
Also, those who are our instructors, there are other things that they are supposed to orient it, their student and other pupils since they were starting their school. Now, I'm one of the people who passed through those challenges, but I want to catch up because, as I said, sometimes education, it is all about commitment and whether, despite the environment that you are in.
Yes.
Exactly.
It depends according to according to your own commitment based on it.
Exactly.
So now that's why you see me always. I used to join any activities concerning book or any conversation. So I should have to join it and then listen. Maybe I can take just only one word within that discussion. It can change something. Okay, and and I have already taken one of the quotes. I don't know who wrote it, but it was just stick in my mind. That said, you need. Sorry, that said that whatever function you go in, make sure that you can go with the hub, but that hub you may be sometime going to complete it.
Yes.
Provided that you have already get the way, but you don't know the head of it. So you should have to follow the way and then you get the way. So this is one of the things that I have already taken into my mind, because even if I should not be perfect in it, but I'm trying to be perfect. So I should have to say thank you, no? You are injecting some energy ideas to me.
Wow,
and
thank you.
And the rest of the colleagues who have already shared their ideas. Thanks for the time. And like now, this one become also a routine to me. Whenever it comes every Saturday, around 8, I should have to log in and check. Even if I don't have MBs, I should have to ask my friend, can you send me 200 MBs? And then I should have to subscribe to MBs so that I can just send. It become a habit to me also, and I should it might be one of my hobbies. And I think this is my little. I should have to contribute, and I will learn more from you. Since we have nowhere to go, the Tukul school is here, and it's for us.
Wow! Thank you, Victor. Yeah, it inspired me, man. A story there. Wow. What do you say about this?
Wow. You know, I like the fact that he's committed. I mean, having to hear from someone, you should do this. I mean, mostly we do not appreciate what we are told. Like you don't read, so how do you expect to write something that you want people to read? And he took it up. He took it up. He was like, oh, so because I want to write, I should start reading. So learning from that and accepting that I have to read what others write to perfect on my writing is itself so amazing. So Victor, that was a good step you took.
And I'm really happy. We had a conversation, and now I'm happy to hear from him. Actually, wow, that was nice.
Yeah.
You are an inspiration.
Wow, you also inspired me, man, with your reading of the African literature right there, and that's another thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it really helps me in so many ways. Reading helps me in so many ways. I began my education here in South Sudan, and I'm going to complete it here in South Sudan.
Wow.
So you can just tell that I didn't really have all the support or the right materials that could help me better myself.
Wow, you're good, so, man. You're
I
good.
really find it helpful.
Yeah.
It has really helped me enhance my grammar a little bit. Yeah. Though I'm not really a fluent speaker, I really think I'm, getting there.
Yes.
Good, you're good, man. I confess that if you keep doing this, I know, wow, you're a star.
This evening has become one of my best evenings.
I like this one. Yeah, I think John, we were right when we said we want to hear from the Tukul members.
Exactly.
I've learned a lot tonight. Oh, thank you, guys.
And so many stories here.
Yeah.
And I like the fact Victor said earlier. At least I have to read 3 pages, and even if I pick one word from it or one sentence, that is okay with me. I got to realize we do not need to just read for the sake of reading. You have to read with understanding. So if you can take 3 pages a day or years a day and understand, analyze those 3 pages, what have you understood from, or what do you think the author is trying to portray in these 3 pages? So that helps. That helps.
And can you imagine if he does that consistently, it will not be 3 pages.
Consistently.
It would be like 20 pages a day or even more.
20 pages. From 20 pages to 40.
40
then you
50.
Find yourself, if you're free the whole day, you can even complete a book.
Yes. This is how habits and the routines actually can really transform our lives.
Actually, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And once we make the culture of reading part of us, we get to learn things that we did not know. So,
exactly.
70% or let's say 95% are things that we read, are things that we get to find out. We push ourselves into exploring. So if we can make reading part of us, and we could actually learn more. Like Deng said earlier, reading has helped him perfect on his grammar.
Yes.
This is what reading does. You pick some vocabularies from what you read, look them up in the dictionary, and you're good to go. You go bragging about the 3 words you learned
today. Yes. And by the way, with internet now and Google around and all the sites we read from, and the e-literature that we have in our phones, in our computers, wow, what is stopping us from learning every single day?
What is stopping us?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the question.
like the way Deng said before, that even in public transport, you will just get off. I mean, you will get the phone and then begin to read. Wow.
Exactly. That caught me, by the way.
Yeah.
One would find it odd like, why are you reading in a public? But yeah, it's something he's used to. He has to, if he has nothing to do, at least look at see a page and you're good to go. That is what he taught his mind to do. When I am free, I have to do this.
Wow,
So
thank
that
you
part
guys.
really caught me.
Yeah, I'm inspired. Really, really inspired. Yeah, Philip.
I am
Yes.
hearing
Welcome back, Philip.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. I was off. I don't know. Maybe network problem.
No problem. Welcome back.
I could not have an idea what you people were discussing after my disappearance.
It was so nice.
What I would like to comment on, all what you present and what we have discussed are all correct. Some few issues that we have to note about are those things to do with the whatever human being does on this world is a process.
Yes.
Even routine you talk about might be a process. You begin today and it will take you 1 to 2 months, 3 months, so that you are adopted to.
Yeah.
Yes.
So regarding the fact that it is a process, another issue also what I would like to comment upon is also commitment. If you are not committed to your process, you will not make it.
Thank
like what I have heard lastly from Victor. So in any way he seated, he has to pull out his phone and read the book. So that one is commitment.
Yes.
Yes.
Again, you also look at the background, some other certainties, like you may find that whenever you want to do anything in life, you need a conducive environment. So reading also need a conducive environment.
Yes.
As the world of technology, or let's say world of .com, we can read anywhere you are. But because of environment, volatile, gunshot here, harassment, people are confronted here, you may feel scared until you may forget your routine and run away from what you have been doing. So with this context of ours, at least have a long way to go. We need time. If I may assume, I have not made any research about, but if I may assume, 99% still having no what we call a reading culture.
Yes.
Yes.
And there is nothing you can do about without practicing. If practice makes perfect. So I may comments with us all. I think they are correct. But a matter of those pure certainties I have mentioned about may not be favorable to anyone, not you, not me, but someone else who is willing and committed may have other downfalls on those issues I have mentioned about. Otherwise, thank you so much. This is what I want to comment upon our Tukul today as a session. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Phil. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. They're really enriching. And like you said, every reader needs a conducive environment. It is so true. It is so true. Like I have this particular tree at home. Once I want to read, I sit under it and start reading. Like people know me for that hour. I am under that tree. So it has become part of me. So it is true. You need a conducive environment to start reading.
Wow. Thank you very much, guys.
Like Ngong said earlier in the beginning, routine is a process. If you do something repeatedly for about 30 days, your subconscious mind captures it, and it will keep reminding you. You have to do this at this hour. You have to do this at this hour. So it's a process.
Wow. Thank you, guys. It has been a very rich Tukul session for me. I have learned a lot from you people, and I really look forward to doing this. We were thinking maybe we'll do like hybrid session where we have a speaker and then the listeners react a bit, or the listeners completely take it on. But I think I've learned a lot from the group. Yeah. I think we'll give these open discussions and for sure there's a lot to learn from each other. All right. Okay, guys, I think it's going deep into the night. We'll let each other have at least some time to rest and enjoy part of the weekend. And also,
Exactly.
yeah, go call your family.
Don't forget that.
Including those who still don't have.
Yes, we definitely have to call.
All right. So thank you guys. Thank you everyone. Deng, Matyang, Philip, and Jang, and the colleagues that were here with us, Juma and Moses. It has been a very rich session for me, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next Tukul session. This has been our Tukul session number 9. Let's go to the 10th one. So see you all next Saturday at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah, and have a very good night, everyone.